running up the coast and raiding the Carolinas. Because all that had been Spanish territory through the 15 and 1600s. And the English were just moving further and further south. So that's one reason we have squares. The squares have been turned into fortifications in case of attack. That's when Savannah was only 4 squares big, and that was it. Now we're going to start seeing some of the big, beautiful homes. And some of these are museums, like the home here on the left. And they're family residences. Here on the right. The historic district is very residential. So even the museums were homes up until the 60s or 70s. And the magnolias in bloom there, that's really pretty. Walk easy. Good boy, bud. Now as we head further, we have the balcony here on the right. Each one unique and different. And these are row houses. Most of these are private homes. We're headed into Chippewa Square. Now this square is best known for the location of the bench from the movie Forrest Gump. So we'll ride by that spot. There's no bench there now. But now, if you look in the middle of the square, you'll see a statue, and that is the founder of the COMPRA. So that's General James Edward Ogilvy. And like a pirate captain up there, though.
Yeah.
Definitely a resemblance to Captain Morgan off the rum bottle. He had a very strong military career, but he used his influence in Parliament to fight for the rights of England's poorest citizens. And that's one reason he came up with a big idea for the college. He wanted to bring England's hard-working poor and skilled tradesmen here to the New World, where they didn't have to have a whole lot of money to get started, but they would be expected to build a life for themselves with their own 2 feet. Now the theater here on the right is actually one of the oldest theaters in the United States. There's been a theater right there since 1820. Although it's burned down a couple times and been rebuilt a few times. Always on the same time. Now, just back here ahead, we'll see the spot where the bus stop and the bench was at for the movie Forrest Gump. So just there where you see that flower bed and the sign for Chippewa Square and the one-way sign. I know it's kind of a stretch to call it a flower bed, but that's what we're going to go with. So, in the opening of the movie and throughout the movie, that's where Forrest Gump's at, telling his life story and sharing his box of chocolate. But if you look here to the right, in just a moment, you'll see a church steeple, and that's one of the church steeples from the opening credits of the movie, when that little white feather floats around. Now, pretty much the whole movie was filmed right here around Savannah. Even the scenes set in Alabama and different parts of the world. And what's really neat is that the Vietnam era parts of the movie were filmed in South Carolina at a state park. You can see Spanish moss in the background. Now the house here on the right shows off some really exceptional ironwork. And that was built as a family home in the 1840s. So now it's executive offices for a local company. But the more ironwork you had on your house, the wealthier you were supposed to be. They were really showing out. The home here on the right has just shops to visit. Over there on the left is a chocolatier. They do handmade gourmet chocolate in-house, made on a day-to-day basis. I don't know about y'all, but that's a great spot. And then over here on the right is our British pub, the Six. And that's an excellent stop for supper. It's very cozy. Especially if you enjoy British pubs or a pint of Guinness. Walk on, buddy. Good boy. A Bull Street runs right down the middle of the historic district. So it's really kind of the main thoroughfare. Walk on. Good boy, bud. Here's another great little restaurant. I haven't eaten there, but it smells amazing. It's on my list of places to eat. Favorite little building, and that was built as a horse stable in the 1870s. Very fancy accommodation. But in the early 1900s, Henry Ford bought that building, and it became a Model T showroom. It's not in Georgia. Expensive home that had ever been built in Savannah. And during the Civil War, that's where the Union General William Tecumseh Sherman made his winter headquarters while he had the city under siege. But the city was not burned or destroyed, and the mayor of Savannah surrendered. So Sherman spared the city, and instead he telegraphed President Abraham Lincoln right before Christmas of 1864, presenting the president the city of Savannah as a Christmas gift. Now the big red brick building here in Savannah is the admissions hall for the Savannah College of Art and Design. And that was the very first building they bought to restore when the college was founded in 1979. It's really neat though because they've got an art gallery here and a shop that has things made by students and alumni and professors. But the art college has their campus spread all over the historic district. And when they were founded in 1979, instead of building a brand new campus, they started buying and restoring old rundown properties. And at that point, their main degree programs were historic preservation and architecture. So it made sense. The students were the ones doing the work and getting the experience. And property prices were much, much lower than they are now. But now they've got around 15,000 students. And it's supposed to be the largest art college in the United States. Square was one of the last squares laid out in the 1850s. You might notice that the homes are bigger and grander and covered with a whole lot more ironwork. Over on the right, this home is mirrored on either side, and they call it the twin house. It was built for a pair of twin daughters that argued over everything, so the home was built exactly alike on either side, so they would have nothing to argue over.
Así que hay que esconder
And
y
they
todo.
stood on the front porch and argued over who got which side of the house. Oh my goodness, it's a Leopold's ice cream stand. It's pretty amazing. But before we get too far, here on the right of us is the Mercer Williams house. And that's the home that was made famous by the book Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. And crime of passion occurred there in that house, and a young man was shot and killed. So a book was written about it, and it's really a true crime, comedy, drama, romance. After you look all the way down to the right, you'll see the fountain of course by Have you guys made it down there yet?
Yeah.
Fine. I think it's just the most romantic spot in Savannah. That fountain is really, really cool. Now, what's funny about it is it was purchased by the mayor of Savannah in the 1850s for $2,500 out of a mail order catalog of all things. And the fountain apparently came in small, medium, and large. And that was the large. Easy, buddy. Well, let's see if this car wants to get by us. Oh, these are some really gorgeous homes here. I love the side porches and the lanterns.
Yeah.
¿Quién vive ahí?
And you probably already figured out parking is a challenge out here. So in a lot of cases, homeowners have turned their little carriage house into a garage. And we're going to turn down Jones Street for a couple blocks.
Ay, yo me lo mojé, ¿verdad?
Ahora venía buscando los cuadros.
Ya la uno. Los abogines.
Jones Street. Or mechanical, almost like a tunnel. Homes have the other gas lanterns we've seen are reproductions, which are really nice to have. But those are original and in working order. So it's kind of, it came up with the historic has to hold public hearings on things that Now this is true really great.
No.
No, no.
It's usually open to the public, and you can walk right in. And it's really gorgeous inside. Cemetery. Now, it's usually open till about 8 o'clock in the evening. And it's really interesting to walk through there and try and read the headstone. So there's a lot of historical markers out there that tell you about the people who are laid to rest there. And the cemetery was used from about 1750 until about 1853. So what's really something is that it was established when this was still a colony under British rule. Now out here we have some of the founding families of the colony we addressed. We have Revolutionary War troops buried here. And we also have one of the signers of the Declaration of Independence. Now that man's name is Button Gwinnett. So he's one of the delegates from Georgia.
Es la campana.
Now the cemetery looks like there's a lot of open ground out there. But when it was closed, it was pretty full. Reports say they could not dig a fresh grave without unearthing somebody else's remains. And there were a lot of unmarked graves, but also wooden grave markers that had rotted away. But there's also a couple mass graves from yellow fever, too. And about a decade after the cemetery was closed for burial, the Civil War came to Savannah, and Union troops were camped out all across Savannah.
Y eso es todo por hoy o por el momento. Suscríbete al canal y activa la campanita para que no te pierdas ninguno de los próximos videos. No olvides que en la descripción de cada uno de mis videos está el link para mi Amazon Storefront y para todas mis redes sociales, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Además, te voy a estar dejando el link para las donaciones.
Como la princesa.